Hi everyone, today is actually Monday and I'm pre-recording this video. I will probably post it on Thursday, but I just wanted to give you a little update just before we get into this. So probably I will be going down to 4 videos a week rather than 5, and the reason being is just the kindergarten, it didn't work out really well, so we took Mason for his first kind of session there, and unfortunately we had really negative experience, and it just, you know, as a parent you just know that that's not the right place for your child. And so yeah, I basically decided that's it, I'm not going to do that, and I'd rather take care of him myself. And he's going to start his kindergarten in September with the school that he will be going on to, but so that's going to be a completely different situation. And also this is just, we live in the countryside in a little village, and this was just a local kindergarten that I thought is great because I can just walk there, and that would have been it. But unfortunately that's it, and so I'm not going to look for any other kindergartens until September. So having said that, it's been not easy in the terms that he is super energetic and I have to manage everything else like all of us. So it's not been easy, but I still want to be, you know, dedicated here on YouTube and produce all these kind of tutorials and what I can do during the time that I have. So probably Wednesdays I will kind of not film and try to just edit videos or something like that. I just see how it goes, but I'll probably drop the Wednesday. And hello Mason. You want to sit there? Okay then. So basically that is what I'm thinking. So you'll have videos on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. For Fridays I'm thinking of starting a new series, and I don't know what I'm gonna do this week or the next few weeks, but it's still going to be a kind of painting, illustrating tutorials, so you will still have that. It's just going to be slightly different, and that is it. So I hope I didn't take too long to introduce this video, so let's jump onto this. Basically I have flipped through my Jane Davenport canvas journal and realized that this was one of the things I wanted to do a tutorial, and I haven't come around to do that yet. So today I thought would be a perfect day to do that. So I've got 4 watercolors here, and it's the Daniel Smith Indian Yellow, Daniel Smith Quinacridone Gold, Daniel Smith Quinacridone Pink, and Sennelier Helios Purple. So those 4 colors I used to mix various skin tones. These 4 colors are from a portable painter, so from now onwards I include the entire list of these colors because I started getting a lot of questions what these are, and instead of responding every time I will just include the full list with all the links for you to find these watercolors. I'm including the US Amazon and the UK Amazon, and sometimes if the prices are too crazy or there is something that's not available, I then also put Jackson's art link, and on Jackson's they ship worldwide. If you're interested, have a look in the description and you'll find all the links to all of these colors. Now so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of just mix the 4 together, and I'm going to use my Tear Off palette for that. Again, everything that I use I try to put in the description, so have a look there if you are interested. And that is it for the watercolors. And in terms of these other details, now I've used a number of things here, and the one that I'm going to show today is going to involve these two pans. So it's the Pilot Maika in 0.4 brown ink, which is a water soluble ink, and then we also have the Lamy in super fine, oh sorry, extra fine I think it's called, and this one is loaded with the Waterman ink, which is also water soluble, and it gives just the most beautiful pigment kind of separation. So the black I will use for the eyes, and the Pilot Maika I will use for the rest of the illustration. So let's go ahead. So I'm going to start by blopping on some watercolor, and I'm going to do it with my Jackson's Quill brush in 10-0. And let's see, so we've got the Indian yellow. I'm just going to create a few puddles on the tear off palette. These are fantastic if you have a palette which is already kind of has some colors mixed here, which are quite nice, and you don't want to wash them away. I just find the tear off palettes really convenient. Also the fact that I just can clip them onto my working space of a journal, and that just works really well. So here is a little bit too orangey, and I'm going to try and see whether I can mute it down slightly with the quinacridone gold, just a touch. And I'm just going to create these kind of oval shapes, keeping in mind that those are going to be faces. And that is all that I'm going to do. So that is our starting point, and I'm going to now dry off the watercolor and then start working with the ink pen. Okay, so at this point I'm just going to kind of create facial shapes, and they could be rounder, they could be more sort of triangular, oval, whichever shape you want to go for. So I quite like this shape and that shape as well. So I'm just going to mimic that, and they don't have to be following the exact watercolor blob shape. So I'm just going to create that, and then let's see, this one is a bit of a like this shape. I'm just going to give them quite sharp necks with a little bit of a body. And then let's do this one quite oval, and this one quite round. So very, very simplistic. Now at this point, let's just do one face, and I think I'm going to maybe do two, just to give you a different kind of style variation. But pretty much what I like doing is I kind of leave a few empty, and then I like to keep going back to it, say like late at night when I have a bit of time of sketching and I don't want to start something from scratch. I have already something laid on and I can just illustrate. So I'll show you in one of my inserts. So this is an insert that I just started it, and what I do is I just create patterns in this one, and then when I have time, first of all I use stems, and then I just go in with my platinum carboning pen for the super fine details and just create a little bit of something. So here, for example, I have a background and I'm thinking of doing maybe something as well. So it's just a great way to kind of start you off really quickly if you already have something prepped. These I have done with Tim Holtz, which I will do a video on soon, hopefully. Okay, so let's give them different hairstyles. So here I've got a lot of space, so I might as well go for a nice big bun like so. And then this one is going to be a short hair, so I'm just going to create these kind of lines here, and that's it. Just a simple earring and a choker like so. So I like to give them fringes just so that they don't look bold, and that gives a nice kind of frame to the face, and that's why I do it. And just kind of creating a few lines here just to imitate hair, and there's an earring here as well. So for the bun, I'm going to just kind of create more of these lines, and that will be it. Just to make it interesting, I'm just continuing the same line, because otherwise you can see here it's a little bit too rigid. So just to create that organic kind of flow, you can do one line and just continue like that. Okay, that is it for the hair. And now for the face. So I'm going to start, as I always do, with the lips, like so, and then little nose, and then I'm going to create big eyes. So you will notice that the eyes in here are quite wide, and the reason for that is that I used, I'll show you what I've done for that. So for the eyes I've used this one, the Posca Uniposca, and it kind of starts off quite milky before the actual pigment starts flowing, so it's a bit annoying. Sometimes it works perfectly and sometimes it just doesn't. Okay, I think the pigment is now coming out. Yeah, you just need to dab it off onto a piece of tissue. So I'm just going to do it quite lightly here, and then same thing here, just filling in the white. What you could do is just leave the white of the paper when you're doing these watercolor blobs, just roughly kind of guess where you would want the eyes to go, which is a little bit more tricky, I suppose. But that's what I have done in the first one, so I'm just showing you that. There's also this one, which is, let's see, Uniball. Let's see, it's a little bit wet, so it's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that for now, and let's see. So for the eyes, I'm going to use my Waterman black intense ink, and I'm just going to go in and create these. If you're going to go over the white Uni Posca, you might find that your nib gets a little bit blocked, but just wipe it on a piece of tissue and you're going to be alright. So I'm going to leave it at that, and then I'm going to just draw in the eyes. And what I may try to do is just use that Uniball just in the corners here to bring that white back in. Yeah, it's a lot more pigmented. The Posca doesn't seem to work every time for me. And let's see, so for the next phase I'm going to try and create maybe just different lip shape and see what we can create here. We always start with massive huge eyes because most of it will be taken off. So I'm going to give her a nice straight, slightly raised eyebrow. So most of the eye will be taken for the eyeliner, and I will show you. So basically I always start like that, just outlining what I have done. Then I'm going to go in and create a nice kind of almond shape, and you can see the eye is a lot smaller now. So this one is getting a nice strong line on the lower lid, lower lash line actually, and I think that looks nice. We're going to give her eyes that look to that direction. And for the lashes, I'm just going to be very light-handed and give them lashes to the side, and then back in with my Uniball. And now we're going to, before I'm going to start playing with the ink and create magic, I will show you that I also like to add a bit of lipstick and a bit of blush. So here's what I do. Let's see. So I mix a blush color somewhere in the palette, which is going to be a little bit more. So this is a nice kind of coral color. So I mixed, what did I mix? Sennelier Quinacridone pink with the Indian yellow. And so that's quite striking because of the strong black eyeliner. And now I'm going to clean out and wash out my brush and sort of pick up a little bit of that blush and also make it move around a little, and that is it. And for the other one we're going to do something a little bit lighter and more pinky. So I'm just going to, it's not pink enough, this one, just do something like that. And I'm going to try and wash some of it off and actually try and pink it up still a little bit more There we go. It's more like it. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now I want to show you what happens once I start adding water. So I'm going to actually keep a bit of a tissue near me so I can wipe the color off. So here's where the magic starts. So we're going to touch the water where we want to create a bit more drama, like so. If you touch the lines, it will completely dissolve, so make sure you keep where you want it to be. And so now I have touched some of that Waterman ink, and it's creating that nice smoky eye. And with the eyebrow you can leave it as it is or touch just a little bit, because if you touch too much of it with the water, it will completely dissolve and kind of have that slightly the detail will be gone completely. Now, as you can see, the style of these is quite sort of whimsical, and it's got nice kind of messiness about it, so it's not precise, and that's what I'm doing here as well. So you can compare the before and after, so the character really comes through with the after effect of using that. So I'm going to mess up some of these lines, and again make sure you keep some of the lines untouched so that you have that effect of highlight in a way. And then I'm going to do a little bit of it on here, and I'm going to do a bit on the ear and the neck just as a shade, and then probably I'll see what I do with the eyebrow. For the minute I just want to leave it as it is, and then just make the eyeliner move a bit more. And if I feel that it's a little bit too perfect, I can just continue messing it up just by touching some of the lines and make them dissolve. So that is that. It's quite easy and sort of more of a kind of illustrative style, I'd say. So yeah, and I'll just do those two whenever I feel like. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, and see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye bye from Mason.
Bye bye.